In a statement today, the DNC said that it was working with the FBI long before Homeland Security reached out. Complicating all of this is, of course, a record of denials by Trump campaign officials that they were in contact with the Russians, followed by evidence that, in fact, some of them were. Vlad.
Jeff, lots to get into with the Russia investigation, and we will, but I want to start with those tapes. President Trump tweeted Thursday, as you know, that he does not have tapes of his conversations with former FBI Director James Comey, but for weeks, people thought there might have been, thanks to this tweet, or the tweet that the president wrote saying he hoped the tapes existed. The question on everybody's mind, Jeff, is why did the president take so long to say whether or not these tapes existed?
Well, that's not clear, but 6 weeks is, this is something that started 6 weeks ago. It could have been answered with a quick yes or no, but it took 6 weeks to get to this point. And it's still not clear whether that tweet is going to satisfy what members of Congress, some of them, are looking for. So we'll just have to see, and whether there will be more coming from the White House on this issue. A tweet may not be enough to satisfy what congressional investigators are looking for.
Is it fair to say, Jeff, that the president's initial tweet that James Comey better hope there are not tapes of that conversation directly led to the situation that he is facing today?
Well, I think it's fair to say that a lot of the tweets and the statements that the president has made has only caused investigators to look into new avenues of inquiry, whether you're talking about what's happening on the Hill and with these congressional intelligence committees, but also for the special counsel and that investigation specifically. And so a lot of what has happened in some ways, and you'll hear some of the president's supporters say this, has been self-inflicted. And that's what's so confounding in some ways about where this is going. And this is something that continues to expand in part because of some of the statements and the tweets the president has made.
All right, let's turn back to Russia now. Investigators are looking into whether Trump campaign associates got information from hacked voter databases. What are investigators looking for specifically?
Well, and this was a real surprise to us because, again, it goes to how this is an investigation, whether you're talking about what's happening on the Hill or with the special counsel, that seems to be expanding. Just when you think you've heard the last of this investigation growing, there's another avenue of inquiry that pops up, and that's what this is. There is all of this talk recently. There was the testimony on Capitol Hill yesterday from Jay Johnson about the voter database breaches and other DHS officials speaking to that yesterday. And so now we are hearing from sources that there are some members of these intelligence committees on Capitol Hill who are interested in trying to figure out whether there is a connection between the breaches of the voter databases and the Trump campaign. In other words, was some of the information from these voter databases that was taken from voter databases, was it then handed over in some way, given to Trump campaign officials to use, to manipulate? And so this is what some members of Congress are now interested in exploring. Right now, it is early. They are going through documents, and there is no evidence that Trump campaign officials were given any of this voter database information that Russian hackers may or may not have obtained. But it is just a sign that this is an investigation, again, whether you're talking about what's happening on the Hill or with the special counsel, that is getting wider. The inquiry or the lines of inquiry seem to be expanding.
And on Thursday, Chairman of the Senate Judiciary Committee, Republican Senator Chuck Grassley, blasted former FBI Director James Comey. I want to play that for our viewers.
This is the same destructive pattern, and it plays right into the Russia's hands again. Well, this time around, we shouldn't put up with it. We ought to say enough is enough. There's no reason Mr. Comey couldn't have told the public the whole truth. He is the person that can nip this ridiculous speculation in the bud. Mr. Comey should have told the public earlier what he told members about the president. And now he should tell the public what he told members about the Attorney General.
So, Jeff, two things. Has the Trump administration responded to this, and how might Senator Grassley's comments affect the investigation into Comey's firing?
Well, it's unlikely that those comments will affect the investigation. That was more intended as a statement in the realm of politics. So it's unclear whether that will affect the investigation overall. But I have reached out to people who are close to Comey. They have no response to that. As far as the White House response to it, we know that the president wanted Director Comey at the time to come out publicly and say that he was not under investigation. And so whether there is any reaction to what Senator Grassley said today from the White House, I don't know. But it is something that obviously the president has wanted some of those in law enforcement and the intelligence community to say publicly.
All right, Jeff Pegues reporting for us in Washington. Thank you, Jeff.